everybody. Welcome to Avanico Technologies. In the previous video, we were seeing about the cost accounting process. And in today's video, we're going to see about the TDS, tax deducted at source. So basically, how to create the TDS codes, how to assign it to the vendors, and how the TDS codes will apply in your marketing documents. Let's get into the topic. I have taken the test database OEC Computers India, and now we're going to look into the TDS, tax deducted at source, set up in SAP Business One. So the first thing is we have to make sure that all the sections have been created. So you can see the sections under the administration, setup, financials, TDS, and sections. So in the sections, you can create new sections, or else you can also check for the existing sections whether it has been updated or not. So this is step number one. Step number two is to create the withholding tax. In SAP Business One, the TDS is actually known as withholding tax. So that is present under administration, setup, financials, tax, and under that we have got withholding tax. So you can see that the test database already has some withholding tax in it. So you can give a 3 letter or 4 letter word in the withholding tax setup. And the next type is whether it's going to be EETDS or not. So now I'm going to try an example. So it can be anything. It can be a withholding tax code, can be alphanumeric. So I'm just giving 1001 for instance. So the TDS type, it is ETDS, GST TDS or GST TCS we have to choose. I'm choosing ETDS. And what is the withholding tax name, the TDS name? So I'm giving the TDS name as individual service. I'm just giving a random TDS name and then I'm selecting the section 194C. And if there is any threshold in the transaction that can be given, say for example, if I'm threshold transaction, I'm giving 30,000 means only when my value goes above 30,000, the TDS will be captured. If not, the TDS will not be captured for that particular data. So, and then I'm going to the cumulative threshold surcharge all belongs to the same concept. And next comes the assessee type, whether it's going to be individual or HUF or company. So I'm giving individual because here in the withholding tax name I've given individual service. So I'm giving individual here as well. This is a step where it correlates with your business partner master data. In your in your vendor master data, you have a option called assessee type, company or others. If others has been given, then this individual tax codes will be applicable. If company has been given, only the CO and withholding tax codes will be applicable. So the category will make it as invoice this time because we'll capture the TDS only at the invoice level. And then you can scroll to the right and then give all your TDS accounts. So I'm just giving the same TDS accounts as the previous example. So I'm choosing Delhi here. That is a location that we've given. And the return type is going to be 27. Now, the important part is for the 1001, I have to decide what is my percentage for it. Say, for example, what is my percentage rate? Say, for example, I'm just double clicking on the serial number 11. So, in the effective from, I'll just give today's date. And then in the TDS rate, I have to give 2% or whatever that particular TDS rate is. Say, for example, this 194C individual service has 2% TDS means I have to give 2% here. And also in the TDS ITR non-compliance rate also I have to give the same 2% and 2%. Now I'm just updating the data. I'm giving OK. So I went to that screen by double clicking on the line serial number 11. So it will take you to the screen. Say for example, government suddenly changes a particular 194C, this particular individual service TDS from 2% to 1.75% from next month means you can give 0103, March 1st and then give 1.17, 1.75, and then you can update the same on the TDS ITR non-compliance and PAN non-compliance. You can update the same and then you can give update. So whenever the TDS rate changes, you can update it inside the serial number withholding tax definition setup. You don't need to create new TDS codes for it. So now I can add the document. I want to remove this data, so I'm just removing the second line. Okay. I am updating this. So the TDS codes have been created. So you can see the 1001 based on the alphanumeric sorting, the 1001 has been popped in the first. So now what you're supposed to do is you have to take the business partner master data under the business partner module, business partner master data. You have to choose a vendor and then give that vendor, assign this vendor this TDS. Say for example, I'm just clicking this vendor called TN. And in the accounting part, under tax have to enable the subject to withholding tax. So only when this option is enabled, whenever I use a vendor called TN, the TDS will be applicable. So I'm just giving subject to withholding tax. And most importantly, you have to do the PAN number filling in the tax information. So I'm just giving A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah. So I'm just updating this as a PAN number. If you haven't updated the PAN number here, it will throw an error, which I'll show you now what happens. So here you have to choose the assessee type. I told you, right? Company or others. If others is given means, it will show you the tax codes, withholding tax codes created under HUF and individual. So here you can see 1001 is a recently created TDS. It is showing here. So I'm just selecting this and I'm updating it. A vendor can have so many TDS codes, but each and every marketing document will have only one TDS code. So this particular vendor, I can enable two TDS codes for it. I can make one by default. If you want to change it in the marketing document, that can be done. So I'm just selecting the first one as default and then I'm updating it. So other things are same. If you give threshold overlook means even if it is crossing beyond the threshold, the TDS options will come. So that is basically the threshold overlook. So now when I try to update the document, you can see an error is being thrown, a warning message. So PAN or ITR filing is missing for the business partner. The PAN number is missing. So which means I have to go inside the tax information, type in a PAN number. So I'm just giving update. I'm giving okay. Now if I update it for this one, you will have the TDS enabled. So when you try to put an AP invoice for that particular vendor, automatically withholding tax will be calculated. Thank you.